southwestern China, the Yunnan Province is facing one of the worst flood disasters in recent memory. Relentless rain has turned rivers into raging torrents, eroding hillsides and wiping out vital infrastructure. Entire communities are now cut off, homes lie in ruins, and rescue crews are working around the clock to reach survivors. The catastrophe began after heavy downpours slammed the mountainous region of Yunnan within just a single day. Rivers overflowed with no warning, swallowing everything in their path, while the soaked, unstable slopes collapsed into massive landslides that tore roads apart and buried buildings. In what was once one of China's most picturesque regions, nature's beauty has turned to chaos. Roads have disappeared, bridges have been swept downstream, and entire villages that stood proudly near the rivers now sit underwater or in piles of debris. One of the hardest hit areas is the remote northwestern part of Yunnan, where rescue efforts are still underway, but access remains nearly impossible. It's a devastating reminder of how quickly nature can turn from breathtaking to brutal. In southwestern China's Yunnan Province, a devastating flood crisis is unfolding, one of the worst the region has seen in decades. Days of relentless rain have turned peaceful rivers into raging torrents, washing away everything in their path. The heavy downpours struck the mountainous areas of Yunnan over just 12 to 24 hours, overwhelming rivers and soaking unstable hillsides. The result? Massive landslides, shattered roads, and collapsed infrastructure that have left entire communities stranded and desperate for help. In many valleys once known for their beauty, the landscape now looks unrecognizable. Roads have disappeared beneath muddy water, bridges lie twisted and broken, and homes near the riverbanks are either half underwater or completely swept away. The northwestern part of Yunnan has taken a particularly hard hit. Rescue teams are working around the clock, but with so many routes destroyed, reaching the most isolated villages has become nearly impossible. This disaster serves as another harsh reminder of nature's power and how quickly life can change when the rains refuse to stop. The situation in Yunnan has turned dire. Dozens of homes have been swallowed by raging floodwaters after a major river burst its banks, tearing through foundations and leaving families trapped on rooftops, waiting for rescue. In one shocking moment caught on video, a 4-story building near the riverbank slowly tilted backward before collapsing into a massive cloud of dust. Thankfully, it had been evacuated just moments earlier. A once beautiful tourist village has now been completely cut off. The only road leading in and out was washed away, leaving hundreds of visitors and locals stranded with no way to escape. Officials say the floodwaters have reached record-breaking levels in several rivers, overwhelming defenses that had stood strong for decades. The region's steep terrain and narrow valleys only made things worse. When heavy monsoon rains hit, there was nowhere for the water to go, and mudslides began crashing down from the mountainsides. Across Yunnan, entire towns are now in emergency mode. China's National Flood Control and Drought Relief Authorities have declared a Level 4 emergency as relentless storms continue to pound the province. Power lines are down, communication networks are failing, and rescue teams are struggling to reach isolated areas. Some are being airlifted in by helicopter, while others navigate flooded roads by boat. Local officials warn that the number of missing people is rising, many feared buried under landslides triggered by the floods. The full scale of this disaster is still unfolding. But one thing is clear, Yunnan is facing one of its most devastating floods in years, and recovery will take time, strength, and unity. Evacuation centers have been set up in schools and community halls, but many residents are still too afraid to return home. Some are sleeping in their cars, others in temporary shelters, worried that the rising waters could destroy what's left of their homes. The economic toll keeps climbing. Farmlands are underwater. Rice paddies and vegetable fields have turned into muddy lakes. Tractors, tools, and irrigation systems, all gone or destroyed by the floodwaters. Once clear streams are now clogged with mud and debris. Hydroelectric plants and small dams are under growing pressure, raising fears of potential failures. In one region alone, 16 bridges and nearly 30 houses have been either washed away or severely damaged. As rescue teams work around the clock, communities are left to pick up the pieces, hoping the rain will finally stop and that recovery can begin. Stay with me here. Things have taken a serious turn. Tourism in the highlands has been hit hard. Once crowded scenic spots that attracted hundreds of thousands of visitors this year now sit silent, closed off by landslides and damaged roads. In one shocking incident, more than 300 tourists had to be rescued after a mountain resort's only access road completely collapsed. The impact didn't stop there. Holiday plans are in chaos, bookings are getting canceled, and local businesses, from hotels to transport to small shops, are feeling the sting. And unfortunately, it might get even worse. Meteorologists are warning that a tropical storm system could dump as much as 190 millimeters of rain across parts of Yunnan in the coming days, bringing with it an even higher risk of flooding and landslides. The danger isn't over yet, and for many communities, the real struggle may just be beginning. Rescue teams are working around the clock, stacking sandbags, building barriers, and moving residents out of danger. But the massive area and the sheer speed of this disaster are making everything harder. Officials report that major highways are still flooded and blocked. Communication is unstable in the mountain regions, and some remote villages can only be reached by helicopter when weather allows. Heavy fog and nonstop rain are slowing down every rescue attempt. Right now, teams are focused on finding the missing, delivering food and medicine, clearing debris from critical roads, and getting the power back on. This disaster is a harsh reminder of how fast nature can strike, especially in mountainous regions. And with climate change bringing heavier rain and more frequent flash floods, experts say there's no time to wait. Investing in stronger infrastructure, early warning systems, and disaster preparedness isn't just smart anymore, it's essential.